Wasantha Mudalige was arrested under the Prevention of Terrorism Act 166 days ago, and he spent 90 of those days under the detention orders obtained under the PTA. Investigations were carried out against him for 7 separate incidents under the provisions of the PTA, and the Terrorist Investigation Division informed court that 60% of the investigations were complete. Detectives have recorded statements from 150 individuals, and an evidence record of 41 of those statements were produced to the court. Colombo Chief Magistrate Prasanna Alvis, delivering the verdict, said that investigations carried out on the assumption that money was funneled via international terror organizations had failed to produce any evidence. The Colombo Chief Magistrate also noted that though it was said that the Inter-University Students' Federation attempted to add violence to the Aragalaya, those facts could not be accepted due to the absence of any evidence to prove the claim. The court ruling also made note of the charge claiming that Wasantha Mudalige had dragged a police officer and obstructed his duty during the protest held opposite the Ministry of Education. The Colombo Chief Magistrate emphasized that there was insufficient evidence with regard to the said incident. In the verdict, it was stated that there was no eyewitness records or any other evidence regarding the charges against Wasantha Mudalige for damaging public property, and the Terrorist Investigation Division had failed to present sufficient evidence to prove that Mudalige had made religious or racist statements. The Colombo Chief Magistrate had noted that the PTA had been abused in the incident, where it was alleged that Mudalige had threatened and intimidated a police officer, as the police officer and a fellow officer did not file a complaint on the matter at the first instance, and that they only provided statements to the TID. It was also stated in the ruling that the statement given to the Thalangama police station alleging that Mudalige had shoved a Western Province intelligence officer against a green wired fence and pulled his hair and removed his mask had no facts. In addition, the detectives also failed to prove the charge against Mudalige for allegedly pulling the Fort Police OIC by his uniform and obstructing his duties. Further, the Colombo Chief Magistrate noted that the evidence given by a Fort Police officer over the said incident was contradictory. However, as cases are ongoing for 3 other charges, Mudalige was returned to remand custody.
Wasantha was released from the charges filed under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. In addition, we have filed a motion to call for several other cases that were filed with the Fort Magistrates Court under the normal law and hope to reveal the truth behind those cases. Court did not rule on bail for those cases as he was detained under the PTA. The souls of many who were arbitrarily detained under the PTA were released today. This struggle does not end here. We wish to warn the officials that if they led false evidence on the instructions of others, be prepared, as the legal fraternity will come after you. For the first time in history, a ruling was delivered following a careful study of the Prevention of Terrorism Act. It was revealed how the police officers acted to please the needs of the rulers. Evidence was provided to the extent claiming that they need to detain him further under the Prevention of Terrorism Act. The police should start to fear, because the day in which they lose their stripes because of their actions to please the rulers is not far away. Activists from the Inter-University Students' Federation engaged in a silent protest opposite the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court when IUSF convener Wasantha Mudalige was escorted to the court. The Kesalwatha police had sought an order from court to prevent the silent protest from continuing, citing that it inconvenienced the public. However, Colombo Chief Magistrate Prasanna Alvis rejected the request and advised the police to act as per the powers vested with the Sri Lanka police if the protest was in fact an inconvenience to the public. The Colombo Chief Magistrate pointed out that court orders were not necessary for it.
Protests took place opposite several state universities demanding the release of Wasantha Mudalige, and one protest took place opposite the Open University of Sri Lanka in Navala.
This is a program that provides leadership to the student movement. It can never be destroyed. Throughout history, we have taught lessons to successive governments.
The student union of the Sabaragamu University of Sri Lanka also engaged in protests. University students marched from the university premises to the Pampahina junction in protest.
Wasantha Mudalige has been detained for approximately 160 days. It is clear that his detention is politically motivated. We will not allow this to continue. The people are struggling to survive and they are spending millions on Independence Day. As Sri Lankans, we must see to it that the struggle emerges victorious.